Hello, and welcome to the Battleship Brawl Companion. I'm Evil for Zergan, and this episode I'll be reviewing the Awellner heavy cruiser by Awellner. It's unclear whether Awellner intended to name this ship actually Awellner, or if it just happens to be a heavy cruiser made by him. We see we've got this nice digital camo, probably made by Xionyx's blueprint modification tool. At least I hope it is. It would be quite a lot of work to paint all this by hand. Another prominent thing about this ship is this flag on the side. I actually looked this image up. It's from a blog post about the Royal Dutch Football Association, I believe. You can see the colors of the modern Dutch flag on the ribbon on the upper left side. We have the lion rampant charge in the middle, a favorite of royal families, the Dutch royal family being no exception. But the rest of the flag, the bulk of the flag, is orange. So you might wonder, why is it orange? Well, the story begins in a settlement in southern France called Araugio, of Celtic Roman origin. But due to the possibly due to the orange trade going through there, they changed their name to Orange, eventually the Principality of Orange. Eventually the House of Orange married into the House of Nassau, Nassau being originally in Germany, uniting them into the House of Orange Nassau. Now, William I of Orange Nassau happened to control the area which is the modern Netherlands. And he rebelled against the King of Spain, forming the Dutch Republic. In fact, the House of Orange-Nassau is the current Dutch royal family. So, it's a long story, but that's why this flag is orange. Now, if we look above, Awellner has also put a flag here. Unfortunately, flags take the flag of whatever faction the ship happens to be at this time. I had to switch the player flag to the same image to get to display here. You'll also notice that it's backwards. If I go to the other side, it looks the right way, but flags are typically flown with the hoist on the left side, the hoist being the flagpole. This is because, unfortunately, From the Depths actually has the flags backwards, with the hoist being on the right side. But obscure From the Depths oddities aside, it's a very nice looking ship in my opinion. Moving on to harder factors, I've got the engines not quite spool all the way up here. Let's kick it up to maximum. We're making a speed of about 18 meters per second, maybe average, maybe a little above average for this tournament. If I put it into a hard turn, the turn rate is also around average, between 6 and 6.5 degrees per second. The ship only has 2 rudders, one in the back and one in the front, but with a generous moment arm, the turn rate is not too bad. The number of propellers is decent, and the front is pretty streamlined, so except for perhaps the one set of blocks in the center, but even then there's only a few square meters facing straight forward, so it's not too terrible. One unusual thing about this ship is that it has a integrated fuel refinery inside the bridge, complete with a smokestack. Although it's not making very much smoke because the dangerous gas percentage is clamped at 0. Maybe if the ship starts to list or some of these parts get damaged, we might actually start seeing some smoke from them. A bit of a shame since when the dangerous gas percentage is above 0, these do produce some pretty nice smoke effects. The armor of this ship is primarily made out of metal, pretty average for such a ship. While this ship does lack the heavy armor triangles seen on some other ships, with some nicely spaced layers of metal, it should have quite decent durability. We've got a lot of compartmentalized air pumps, which are divided by alloy. I'm personally not a big fan of alloy. It is almost as expensive as metal and it doesn't provide that much durability. But it's not a terribly huge amount is being used here, so it's probably not a huge deal. And it does provide a bit of non-air pump based buoyancy. We've got 4 engines, 2 roughly in the middle of the ship, and 2 at the bow. The bow is probably a slightly vulnerable place to put them, but with ample spare engine power, it shouldn't be a big deal. We have 3 AIs, a pretty redundant amount, and a healthy amount of repair bots. All in all, a quite adequately armored ship. Finally, let's talk about the artillery. Start with the secondaries. Secondaries are quite a bit on the weak side, with only 4 ammunition boxes and 8 explosive material boxes. We've got 4 of them, 1 in each quadrant of the ship. But as secondaries, them being weak is probably not a huge concern. Main guns are pretty well built for the most part. 56 explosive and 20 hardening is a pretty respectable pellet load. 12 of them are housed in 3 twin turrets, also on the front and the back of the ship, also a respectable number. The internals are reasonably well constructed. These pellets have 2 or 3 autoloaders connected to them. You really want to shoot for 4 or even more, as Zykel's the Stone Age demonstrates, with many having 6, but 2 or 3 is not terrible. There's one flaw to these guns, I would say. The ammo load is a bit low at only 6 boxes each, leading to a relatively low rate of fire. But overall, quite decent artillery mounted on this ship. All in all, a very good-looking ship and delivering quite solid performance in all aspects. I think this ship could be pretty successful in the tournament ahead. Best of luck to Awellner. I'll see you all next time.